What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the broader markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link that's down below, or use this QR code here to sign up to get some free benefits. If you guys sign up and deposit $100, you're going to get $20 of NVIDIA stock for free. Deposits $2,000 to get $50 worth of NVIDIA plus a $100 cash reward. Deposits $10,000 to get $300 worth of NVIDIA plus a $100 cash reward, or deposit $50,000 to get $1,000 of free NVIDIA stock plus $100. You're also going to qualify for an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash, and the offer ends very, very soon, so please use my link down below to sign up to get all these benefits. It ends in just 9 days. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening with the market. So, the market has proved me wrong yet again. As you guys know, it's a very crazy market, and the best thing to do is just follow what's in front of us. But there was a very interesting trend that was going on SPY. Basically, since August started, every time we were green on Thursday, we ended up being red on Friday. That happened for 7, 8 weeks of just green on Thursday, red on Friday over and over again. And this is the first time since August where the market had a green Thursday yesterday, and then we turned green again for Friday, which is a sign that the bulls are still very, very strong. And on the 4-hour time frame, SPY is continuing to hold its key EMAs. So you can see right over here, we're actually holding above our 20 EMA, which does still favor an attempt for all-time highs. Looking at Tesla, we're looking very strong right now. You can actually draw out this channel. And if anything, Tesla has not lost 420. We're actually making higher lows. And heading into next week, we're favoring another attempt to push with the markets for the 435 area. Maybe even higher if that breaks out. We'll see about that. But I do expect at least another 5 to 10 points higher for Tesla to start off next week. So Tesla still looks bullish alongside the markets, at least for now. Heading into next week, we just have Monday, September 22nd. We just have a couple of Fed speakers like Williams, Barkin, and a few more. And then on Tuesday, we basically have the S&P Global Composite PMI, the global manufacturing PMI, and then global services PMI data. Then we have the Richmond Fed manufacturing numbers as well, alongside Jerome Powell giving a speech at 12:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be ready for some volatility on Tuesday. Wednesday doesn't really have much, just like a bunch of crude data. On Thursday, we have some GDP numbers coming out alongside initial jobless claims, which may also cause some volatility. We're expecting the numbers to be improved compared to before for our GDP growth rate. That could be bullish for the markets if we get that. And then finally, for Friday, we have PCE data coming out. This will likely cause some volatility because inflation, once again, is what's affecting the Fed's policies. And because CPI was not too bad, there's a good chance that PCE could be very close to expectations as well. At least we hope so. Then we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment data to finish off the week. And then after that, the week after that, we're going to be starting October. So we're at the final full week of September. And then the week after that, we have a few days left of September, then October starts in less than 2 weeks. So, the month is coming to an end. And for now, the market is more bullish. Things could change intra-week or even like next week, the week after, however long it takes. But I just want to say that as of right now, there's no confirmation of the market shifting after all. So the best thing to do is just follow the price action. Just know that we're still looking bullish. Right now, greed is making up the majority of sentiment. There's still lots of greed in the markets. Momentum is at greed right now. We're still seeing a lot of greed that's pushing the markets higher. And then the put to call option ratio is still at extreme greed, but there's no sign of us basically forming a top yet. The VIX has not necessarily broken out to the upside. In fact, there's a gap to fill below now, which does suggest more downside could still be coming as the bulls continuing to do what they have to do. Finally, Monday and Tuesday are very, very quiet earnings, but things do get serious with more retail. And then we have Costco on Thursday. This is going to be the most important piece of earnings, in my opinion, on for the week. So with that being said, what do I see for next week? Honestly, guys, this is all Tesla's doing. It's very simple. We have a nice flag here. We're kind of like trading in this channel. And we're going to likely continue to do this for some time before we try to break out higher or lower, depending which way Tesla goes. But to start off next week, it looks to me like Tesla's going to be going for the 430s to retest this upper trend line. We'll see if we break past that or not to push for 440 or not. But as of right now, Tesla does look a bit more bullish. And on the daily time frame, we're holding up decently. We had an inside day today, Might try to go for the upper trend line though and try to retest the high. So there's still potential in Tesla. As long as there's no negative news, we're still looking decent on the daily after all. And Tesla does have some upside potential. So we're just going to play the chart in front of us. For now, we're more bullish and we're favoring a bounce. And that's all I could really say for the time being. Now, historically, around October, Tesla does tend to see downside. We do tend to turn bearish, and there is a risk of that, but there's no guarantees yet. Maybe it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks for us to turn more bearish. It could take a little bit of a while. And if the market is not ready to turn bearish for another couple of weeks, if it doesn't happen yet, the next week or two could still be bullish, right? We could still be very, very bullish for another week or two, even if the correction is still coming. So we're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to tell you this: play the chart in front of you, and we're still looking bullish, and that's all I can really say for now. Now, if SPY loses 660 and then 658, we could turn more bearish. But for now, we're favoring 665. And if that breaks, we're looking for 668 as our bullish targets. SPY is also bouncing on the 4-hour basis. We just keep on bouncing off support. And SPY proved me wrong by having a green Thursday and Friday for the first time since August started. That implies we could be going for new all-time highs. The daily is looking strong on SPY, so new all-time highs could be coming, which could also benefit Tesla as the market does affect Tesla. The QQQ is looking bullish, higher highs and higher lows. If we lose 594, we could turn bearish. As of right now, there's no sign of that. We're favoring 600 and 602 as our targets. I think we're still looking great. The IWM is also dipping a bit. We're going to see if we can hold 241, and then we'll see if we bounce off this. Notice that for us to be really bearish, we need to lose like 238 at the least. As of right now, we're just making higher lows. We might dip a bit to the lower 240s before we try to bounce. That's what the trend suggests. So upside is still prominent. ES is looking bullish, making higher lows as long as we don't lose 66.89. We're going to be favoring 67.50 as our targets. I think there's still upside potential. NQ is making higher lows. As long as we don't lose 24,658, we're going to be favoring 24,900 and 25,000 as our targets. On Bitcoin, we're basically dipping right here. We have 115,659 as resistance. As long as we don't lose that, we're looking for 116,000 plus. There is still some upside potential. Tesla is looking good. We're making higher lows right now. As long as we don't lose 414, like I said, we're going to be favoring 435 to 440 next week. I see some more upside potential. Nvidia is a little bit concerning because look at this white line. The white line's resistance. We reject off the white line. Are we about to reject on Nvidia or breakout? We need to get above 178 and hold it to be bullish. I do think we might actually retest 175, and we'll see if we could bounce off that to continue to go higher or not. You have like an inverse head and shoulders setup, so we need to bounce off 175 on Nvidia. If we don't, it could be dipping a bit, so be careful with Nvidia compared to the other stocks out there. Apple's bullish. We have tough resistance around 246. Might retest 244. Then we'll see if we bounce and try to continue to go higher for 250. Apple is now breaking out, and the market remains more in favor of the bulls. I'm going to go over just a few more. Palantir is looking decent so long as we don't end up losing essentially 178. We talked about this in my morning video, how there's like an inverse head and shoulders here, and we could kind of dip for 180, then bounce and continue to uptrend for 190. It still looks bullish to me. Other tickers such as AMD has a nice double bottom. We need to hold above 158 to push for the 160s. If we lose 152, we're going to be turning back down. Coinbase is also looking more bullish. As long as we're above 332, we're going to be favoring 351. Amazon is consolidating between 230 and 250, or sorry, 230 and 235, excuse me, guys. Might push for 235 and just consolidate before it tries to bounce. I just see some consolidation for now on it before it tries to go higher. If Meta loses 773, we're going to be dipping to 764. As long as 773 holds, we could be bouncing and looking for the 785 area. Google's looking more bullish. As long as 250 is not filled, so we could be looking for a attempt for 257.5 to 260. Microsoft is looking quite good here, as long as we don't end up losing essentially this 512 area. We're going to be favoring 520, so I think we're still looking fantastic. Finally, the VIX is rejecting. We have this gap down here to fill. There's a big gap over here. If we continue to fall, we might be returning back down to the low 15s or below, which makes me suspect the VIX is going to be dipping more because the stock market is going to be going higher. So unfortunately for the bears, we're not ready to see a downtrend yet, and the market remains bullish. The trend is your friend, and as the market's pushing, Tesla looks like it wants to bounce for the 430s next week. So for now, we're just going to follow the trend in front of us and be very unbiased. I want to just end the video from here. The weekend is coming up, so please enjoy your guys' weekends, and I'll be back very soon with another upload. I thank you all so much for listening, and for now, the market favors bulls, so we're just going to follow the trends in front of us. So that's what we're seeing so far. We're going to likely see more upside for next week as long as there's no major bad news. And we don't really have it yet, so we can't really make that call. For now, we're bullish as long as we hold support and the charts favor upside. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your guys' weekends, and peace out.